Hello, good morning, and welcome to Pondering Nigeria. And this is Pondering Nigeria this morning, and we will look at the latest news concerning Nigeria, politics, business, economy, and the rest. In today's story, a lot of things we discuss in terms of the economy today and politics. Those are the burning issue because as we approach 2027, politics is on the front burner. And with respect to economy, I think the government now has focused, they've moved their attention on the economy. We'll also talk about it. But let's start with the economy because a lot of there was a news yesterday that President Bola Tinubu wrote to the National Assembly, that is both the upper chamber, or the upper and the lower chamber of National Assembly. When I mean the upper and lower chamber of National Assembly, means the Senate and the House of Representatives, wrote to them seeking a 34 billion trillion naira loan, from external sources, and also with respect to 7 billion naira bond as well. So this is what we have today with respect to what is really going on in the country. We have been borrowing, and what have we done with that borrowing? That is a fact. We have been borrowing money left, right, center, but what have our government done with that borrowing? How have the borrowing helped the Nigerian people? This is a question. Now, the Tinubu government they seek, like I said, they seek a fresh loan. And what is it? What is it? They seek a fresh loan, and to be frank, we have to call a spade a spade. The money that has been borrowed. What has been done? Tinubu supporters that are out there, let us know what have that money been done with, as that money translated to development in the country. You can show us where the development is. Has it translated to let's start calling it what it is. Let's start calling it what it is. This borrowing, I will break it down on this. This borrowing, we are just borrowing too much and without seeing anything. We are borrowing too much in this country, and we are not seeing any. Not reaping, people are not reaping the fruit of their labor. That's the true fact. People are not reaping the fruit of their labor. Nigeria is we are on the crossroad in terms of borrowing. Our public debt is 180 trillion naira currently now. We stand at close to 70. If you look at it in terms of with the exchange, we stand at close to $70 billion in terms of external debt. So I think we're in a crossroad, and we have to call it what it is. We cannot continue to be borrowing. Something has to give in. The current government, they know it. Every government that comes in also know it. We cannot continue on this path. This path doesn't lead to development. This path will not lead us to anything. I understand that subsequent governments have been so poor, but like I said, we cannot continue in this path. Let me know what you think with regard to this news this morning, that President Bola Tinubu is seeking 34 trillion naira in loan. He's seeking 34 trillion. I think he has, and we expect that the National Assembly, being rubber stamped in the rubber stamp National Assembly headed by Tajuddin and Akpabio, will definitely go on and approve this loan. Definitely, they will go on to approve this loan. It will come from it, nothing will change. They will definitely go on to approve this loan. What will this loan cover? Let's just read it out, because we have to call it out the way it is. What will this loan cover? What will it cover? Because, okay, now, president, Look at the president is seeking a 33 trillion naira loan. Yes, that's what he's seeking from uh, from sources, and it has to be approved by the National Assembly, guys. This loan has to be approved by the National Assembly. And we know that this National Assembly will approve the loan. Now, if this loan is being accepted or is being approved by the National Assembly, it will make our public debt as it is now to exceed 180 trillion if the request is being approved by the National Assembly. Take note of that, guys. Uh, According to the letter to the president to seek the approval of a new external borrowing, uh, which is over $21 billion, that is, which is the borrowing that they want is to 10 trillion, which is approximately 34 trillion naira, uh, with an official exchange rate of $1,590. That is what they want. Now, the president also seek an approval of domestic bond insurance issuance of 757 billion. That's what the president seeks as well, to settle outstanding pension liabilities. Why are we having pension liabilities? Our workers have been working, now their old age, they've not been paid. These are the reasons. What happened to what the other government did? They did nothing, to be frank. They did nothing. Now, if you look at President Tinubu explained that this budget definitely, I mean, this borrowing budget, sorry, proposed borrowing is crucial in the light of removal of fuel subsidy, and its economic implication is set, and in the same light of the significant infrastructural deficit. This is what they always say. This is how Buhari borrowed $8 billion with infrastructure in front, and we've not seen that infrastructure. So now we are talking about financing infrastructure, looking at development in areas of railway, healthcare, national development program across the state and the Federal Republic of Federal Capital Territory. The initiative is aimed at generating employment, promoting skills acquisition, foster entrepreneurship, reduce poverty, and enhance food security, as well as improve the livelihood of Nigerians. He emphasized that's what the letter states. So do we think, guys, please, do we think that this budget is solely meant for this purpose that I just stated now? This is the letter. You have a budget of $21 billion, which translates to 34 billion trillion naira. Now, do you believe that this money will be used for infrastructural development, will be used for human capacity development, will be used to improve healthcare, to improve our railway? Do you believe this? And also, why do the president need 700 billion naira? Yes, why does he need 700 billion naira in terms of settling the pension liabilities that he met? I don't understand. What have we been doing with all the money we've been borrowing? What have we been doing with all the revenues being generated? What have we been doing with that? I think it's so sad that we are on the precipice of of um of of economic meltdown in this country. I'm telling you, if we continue at this rate, if we continue to borrow money at this rate, this country, I'm telling you, we will find it difficult. Will be difficult to govern. And when the country economically is down, what else do you expect? What else do you expect? Economically, the country is down. What else do you expect? So let me know what you think. Do you agree or do you agree with the current government borrowing this 21 billion naira? And do you also think that this money will be used judiciously in those sectors being mentioned? Do you think so? Because we cannot be borrowing like this. We can't. Who will pay for this debt? Me and you, our children? The borrowing won't stop. The borrowing will not stop. The government, especially the federal government, is so large that the borrowing will not stop. What are the great measures that we put in place to stop this borrowing? We are on the precipice of economic meltdown if care is not taken going forward, because this is over bloating the debt. Currently, our stand at around 144 trillion. That is what our debt stand around 144 trillion naira. If you add this to it, and you look at consider the exchange rate, it will hit it will our debt will be hitting 180 trillion naira. We already have a foreign debt of 70 billion naira at that side. At that side, add this to it again, and you see what will happen. Nigerian government we need to understand that this is not sustainable. You cannot sustain this borrowing. At what rate? Yes, you borrow today, then what will happen? The money will be spent, and when the money is being spent, we don't even know where the money goes to. So let me know if you want to call in and let's talk about the debt. The link is below. I'll always put the link for you guys. Call in and let's talk about the Nigerian debt, and also kindly answer the question I put in front of you. Do you think this borrowing is sustainable on the long run? We cannot be borrowing. We are not the United States of America. The United States of America can print money, but we have to go. The tax bill was signed. To have the implementation of this tax bill started. Had that implementation started? So prep yourself. If you want to call in, kindly call in and let's see. The link is there to the line. Kindly call in and let me know what you think. If you don't want to call in, send in your comment and we'll read it out. I just think that it's high time for us to call a spade a spade. We have to work as a nation. The politicians have to stop borrowing. That is why we need a leadership that understand innovation, that understand where the world is going to now. So the question is posed to you and me and to every Nigerian that is out there listening to me this morning, that do you really think that this money will be used for this purpose? The purpose of this $21 billion that the government need will be used for the purpose of healthcare improvement, for the purpose of railway upgrade, for the purpose of roads, for the purpose of human capacity development? Do you really think that? We need to understand that the basic principle for a country to continue to strive is its workforce. And you have to support that workforce. Have this government really supported the workforce? Have they improved the workforce? There are a lot of data in the current Nigeria economic hula baloo. There's a lot of data. You look at the money that has been spent so far, where has it gone? There's no credibility. We are not even tracking it. What has been spent, the last loan that was collected, where has it been invested? How has it affected the life of the common Nigerian out there? The president can keep silent, but he should know that Nigerians are watching. The National Assembly can keep approving. We should also know that Nigerians are watching. We are watching them keenly. We are watching them interestingly. And one day, monkey will go market, will come back. No matter who in power, not even at the time of Tinubu, at the time of any other president. That is just it. We need a very good and responsible fiscal responsibility. And we are not getting it from the National Assembly. We are not getting it from the executive led by President Bola Tinubu. No, we are not. All we see is charade upon charade upon charade. Okay, let's move on to the next story. The PDP had their next meeting yesterday. Interesting next meeting, and in the next meeting, there was no end in sight. There was no end in sight with respect to the problem, the crisis in the PDP. The meeting finished in a deadlock. So let's listen to the acting national chairman, Damagu. Let's listen to Damagu. Let's see what he was saying. Let's see what he said with regards to.
Thoroughly examine the state of the affairs of this nation and express as follows. Serious concern over the sorry and melancholic state of affairs of our nation under the irredeemably exploitative, insensitive, and anti-people APC administration of Bola Tinubu. NEC condemns the worsening insecurity, the wanton killings, banditry, kidnapping, marauding of communities, and other acts of terrorism in various parts of our country, emboldened by President Tinubu's apparent negligence and abdication of his constitutional duty to ensure safety and security of its citizens. NEC also laments the worsening economic hardship and extreme poverty in the country occasioned by the ill-advised and ill-implemented policies of the Tinubu administration, multiple taxes and unexplained charges on services, resulting in collapse of productive sector, closure of millions of businesses, massive loss of jobs, rise in criminality, and general sense of misery across the country. NEC also condemns the policy inconsistency, wholesale corruption, massive treasury looting, budget padding, and diversion of public funds that pervade the administration, resulting in infrastructure deterioration and loss of investors' confidence in our system. NEC restates the PDP demand that this administration should rescind all its anti-people policies and take practical steps to address the insecurity and economic recession in the country. Furthermore, NEC stands in firm resistance to the sinister plot by the Tinubu APC to turn Nigeria into a one-party totalitarian state, as evidenced in the desperate attempts to strip and annihilate opposition parties through open siege, threats, and intimidation of opposition figures and institution of democracy in Nigeria. It is clear that this plot is born out of APC's mortal fear of inevitable defeat in 2027 due to its dismal failure example. On the part of the PDP, NEC restates our party's belief in democracy, the rule of law, and the supremacy of the will of the people as expressed through their free and unhindered democratic participation in multi-party politics and governance. The successful commissioning of the 99th next meeting clearly communicates our party's unity and focus, despite challenges. Pursuant, NEP also received and ratified the composition of the committee on the zoning of national offices ahead of the national convention. The members of these zoning committees are Governor Doediri, Chairman, Governor Dauda Lawan, Vice Chairman, and Caleb Mufwan. That's the zoning committee. Members of the National Convention Committee are Governor Amadu Umaru Bintri, Chairman, Governor Ademola Adelik, Vice Chairman, and Governor Peter Vice Secretary. Next also received the resolution of the South Zonal Executive with regard to the issue of the National Secretary and to be considered and deliberate upon in the next NEC, which is slated for 30th soon. NEC reassures Nigerians that the PDP remains strong, resilient, united, and determined now, more than ever before, in leading the charge to rescue our nation from the vicious grip of APC administration. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Dave! Sorry, you remembered you need these.
Let's go back to what we've been talking about. We've heard from the PDP and what they have to say to us. What I think they should be focusing on now is how to sort out their problems. I know they have to attack and keep the current government on their heels, but they also have to sort out their problems. And then, as we see, the resolution by NEC did not solve. There was no crisis talk in that resolution. We want to know when and then who are involved in the reconciliation process to bring people back into the fold. We want to know what it is, even not just in the PDP, but also in the Labour Party. And I just think that we have a whole lot in our hands with regards to this opposition and what they will bring to the table. For me, they will come here and chat, but you will have to decide what they want to do with the party and how to chart the way forward ahead of 2027. So that is it. With regards to responding to the president and everything, I don't think it's what we need in this meeting that just took place yesterday. So something has to give in with respect to that. Okay, what do you want to talk about, people? What do you want to talk about? Like I said, do you want to talk about the debts that the president seek, or do you want to talk about the PDP this morning? Let me know what you want to talk about. Go to the chat section and the link there, and then click on it. And if you're joining us for the first time, kindly subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and let's see how you can help us improve the channel. This is a community we are growing. We are a community of close to 13,000 people or more. So we want to increase our numbers of followership. So kindly help us subscribe as you are watching us now. We have at least a good number of people, not like just yesterday, but if you have not subscribed and you're here, go hit the like button and let me know what you want to do. Send me a message. Let me know what your thoughts are regards to the stories this morning. Do you support the president seeking borrowing another $21 billion to increase the debt to like 70 trillion? like $70 billion. So we need to talk about this. It's our country. It is something that will favor some people and something that will not favor some people. Whether you think it's going to favor you or not, is it right? Can we sustain borrowing in Nigeria? Borrowing and borrowing. Okay. We are the supporters of the president, Eagles. Not seeing you here this morning. We are the supporters of the president. Can the borrowing be sustainable? Can the borrowing be sustainable? That is my question this morning. Can Nigeria continue to borrow and borrow and borrow? Kindly subscribe to the channel. Kindly hit the notification bell. Kindly hit the like button, and let's see where do we go from here. Where do we go from here? Okay. I don't think we have messages coming. I don't think we have any message coming. But let's see. We are still here. We are still live. It's going to be a short, straightforward show today. Just for if we don't have messages like yesterday, we'll have to interact among ourselves and call it a day on Pondering Nigeria. Sorry, not fancy football. Pondering Nigeria. We can call it a day. Still waiting for your message. Nigeria has to work for everybody. Nigeria has to survive for everybody. Nigeria has to be bright for everybody. So let me know, what do you think with regards to President Tinubu seeking fresh loan from loan approval from the National Assembly, worth 21 billion naira, which is equivalent to trillions, 500 thereabout trillions. So let's see. Guys, what do we have here on the show? Okay, so we'll come to the end of the show today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Thank you for being part of the family this morning. For those that have watched us, I want to bring you an exciting episode of Pondering Nigeria News this morning from me and the crew behind the scene. Thank you for watching.